Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for the Who Cares podcast. This time it's real. This time it's serious. This time it's starring only me, Steven with a PH. That's right. It's me, Who Cares podcast time. It's only me, and this is on purpose.
Welcome to the Who Cares podcast, a podcast that enters your soul with your host, Stephen Moraga.
Today is the advent of my cousin Monica's beautiful birthday. The only reason I really love this birthday is because, well, number one, Monica is probably the closest to a sister that I have because I am an only child. And that gets to this quote, which would be the tip of the week. Never fuck with someone who is not afraid to be alone. You'll lose every single time. But she is the closest thing that I've had to a sister. Then Jeanette came along. She was another sister too. Both of them cousins. One's younger, one's older. One, Monica, when she was older, when I was in 8th grade, told me don't hang out with us because we're in 9th grade. So that's cool. But then Monica turned it around and she actually got all of her friends to hook up with me. Some of them talk shit on me. Some of them love me, but they all, for the most part, hooked up with me. And I thank you, Monica. And most of those hookups came from today. I mean, not today, but through the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years of when we were, well, whatever, able to have sex. I don't know if it was legal or not, but we did. And you know who you are out there, ladies. Thank you, Monica, because you did put on some, that's my dog. Don't mind that. But you put on some amazing birthdays, and I bought some amazing outfits for those birthdays. And I really don't remember anybody else who was there, except for you, Monica, and the girls that I hooked up with. And that's just being honest. So congratulations. Happy birthday today to Miss Monica Moraga Towner. Sorry, it's not hyphenated. It's Moraga Town. It's Monica Towner, because I love her.
Enters your soul.
Her man, she's one of the ones that picked the right one. We're just going to leave it at that. There's a couple other ones, but they know who they are. So, in saying that, this is the advent of her birth, which would have been before me by 6 months. And I guess our parents were like, oh, we have kids and stuff, or we're both pregnant. And but like I said, I was in the different class, and I can't say Matt said it too much, but I do definitely remember Monica saying, you can't hang out with us because you're in 7th grade and we're in 8th. But then Monica turned it around, and she's become one of the most beautiful mothers, one of the most beautiful women. I mean, she's always been a beautiful woman, but I'm just saying, I had no idea she had in her to be this amazing of a wife and mother, and she's keeping the family all, keeping it together, loving it. I love you very much, Monica. Even if you didn't let me hang out with you guys over in the when your brother Mike played football there in Citrus College, and I wasn't able to go. I just wanted to talk to Christy Turco. That's all I wanted to do. But I guess I was in 8th grade. But now I'm not in 8th grade, and so you know what happened? You know what happened? You know what happened today? Actually, this past 2 weeks since we've last talked, this is a very purposeful episode. I want this to be very, very serious. And so let's get very, very serious about this, because it is very serious. I'm not joking about any of this, okay? What I'm about to tell you. I got syphilis. Maybe. I was told by somebody that said I have syphilis. And I said, well, that's fucking great. Well, since we both have it, does that mean we can? And I'm like, no, but that's kind of gross, So drop them off. And then for the next couple of days, I'm thinking, well, do I have it or not? And maybe I do. That's my dog. He's dying. But yeah, so do I have it or not? You're wondering, because then I look it up, syphilis, I mean, there's no signs of it. There's absolutely no signs of syphilis whatsoever. I guess there's some kind of small rash somewhere or whatever, but because I have a shitty landlord that's allowed bugs and the Mexican family next door to just do whatever they want to, and it's nothing against them being Mexican. I am Mexican myself, but they are very Mexican, and they do not understand. They definitely put, after they're done wiping, I guarantee you they put it in the trash can right next to them. That's exactly what I'm saying. And so they wonder why there's rats come. I said, just chop down your tree. They just don't understand that. They leave traps or something. I don't know, venom. I said, well, why don't you just chop down your tree, and why don't you get rid of your dog that wants to murder my dog that has only like maybe a month left? But who's counting here, right? I brought that up to the landlord. He doesn't care. He's a homosexual man, a very sassy man, which that's getting back to my syphilis. So I can say this because maybe, I'm not going to say anything out there out of the ordinary. But you know what? In these day and ages, things happen, all right? You end up doing some crazy shit some nights where it's just a crazy party, all right? So whatever. So I go to get these syphilis shots. And what happens? No big deal. But what's really weird is that if I feel like, just like when I'm talking to the girl at Jersey Mike's, or if I'm talking to a nurse, they are hearing you, but they're more concerned with what's going on their phone or what's going on in the workplace. Oh my God, can you believe it? What's going on? And I'm sitting there going like, I came in here and I need to have this procedure. Do you guys want to stop the fucking talking for a minute and like just, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry, And then they give you, the reason why I had to go to this emergency is because I went to my urgent care and the girl says, oh God, no, we don't have that for you. Of course we don't have that for you. What you need to do is you need to go either to the CDC or you need to go to emergency. I'm like, well, your urgent care, why? Oh no, this penicillin is the most strongest penicillin, the likes of which you would never know. And I'm going, man, during this COVID shit, like you would think people would be stocked up on some real, like nobody's using penicillin right now, right? Isn't everybody using, I don't know, fluoxetine or whatever Donald Trump used, or I don't know. What I'm saying is this. Where the fuck is the penicillin? I mean, it's penicillin. It's been around since 1935 or something. I guess they don't have it. All urgent cares don't have it. You either have to go to the CDC and then you have to register as some patient zero probably, and they'll probably kill you. Or you can go to the emergency room, and I called all the emergency rooms, and this one place said, oh yeah, why don't you come on down? I can't guarantee you nothing, but there's hardly anybody here. I'm like, well, that's fucking great. I'll go there. So I do. I go there, and like I said, the nurses are very sweet, and I'm sure that they're very good at their job. But I can't say that they're good at their job. I would say that they're serviceable at their job. Serviceable. I don't know. Who am I to judge? They have a lot of people all the time, many of which in Fountain Valley are from different speaking lands, right? The Polynesian lands, the Vietnamese lands, the Taiwanese lands, the Thailand lands, the Mexican lands, the Hispania lands, those lands. So they are dealing with a lot. So I understand that, except for me, I'm just kind of like, what's going on? It's cool. I can wait. It's my fault, right? That I might have syphilis. It's not like I have cancer. It's not like I have a broken bone, right? It's my dumb dick, putting it in the wrong hole, right? I mean, that's the basis of it, but I don't know yet. But what's great about them is they did treat it. So, by treating it, they take these 2 penicillin shots that are banned across the nation, and they stick in each cheek the serum. And at the time, I'm like, is that all you got? Because I was a connoisseur of steroids, and I did take my fill because I was a child of the 80s, and I still love being ripped. If you haven't noticed, I'll post some pictures on Instagram for you. But these motherfuckers, I went home. The weird thing is about it, right? I went home and, well, I don't even want to say what I got into when I got home, but that has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about. So the next day, I can't even walk. My cheeks, it's like they were slammed with a porcupine's ass. I don't even know what that means, and then they shoved it in there, rammed it 3 times into your butt, and then pulled it out, and then said, "That's not enough. Here's a rhinoceros." His nose, and threw that into my fucking ass, both cheeks. So that's cool. That lasted like 2 days. I couldn't even sit. And the lovely Miss Meg Lee, who is usually our co-host, she had to watch me get in and out of her car like an 87-year-old man. So that happened since we last talked. Then, I just went over here to the, what's it called? Whole Foods, which is maybe 2 exits off the freeway here, off the 405. It's definitely 1995 in there because I think I heard Bare Naked Ladies and the theme song of Friends when I was in there. And it's a bunch of granola-esque people. I'm not really sure that these people should exist because the guys are they're weird. They're just fucking weird. The girls, I expect them to be weird, I already expected them to be weird. And I understand that they're trying to find their granola mix. And if it's not, the Cliff Bar with honey oats, then they get upset about it. I get that because, what else are they doing but to be, they're raising kids stuff. So that makes sense. What I don't understand is the dude that, perfectly shaved, shadow hair. I can't say that this isn't happened to me too as well, but, the hair is a little longer to be rough around the edges. And then they want to get a little rough with their organic fruits, but then they'll get regular fruit too. And I'm not really sure why that is. Why do they get regular fruit? If you're going to go for organic, just go all organic. And really what all organic means is that it comes from the earth. It's organic. So technically all fruit and stuff should be organic, but I'm not really sure why that they do what they do by getting I'm watching it because I'm watching them like, what the fuck? What? I understand maybe your father wasn't there, I get that. And you were raised by like maybe 3 women or something. And they told you that it's okay to come to Whole Foods by yourself and be very picky about which fruit these apricots, these white deviled apricots versus these, just, I guess, garbage apricots. That's because I just want these apricots that are not organic and they don't have a nice little title on them. Am I a piece of shit? But why would you look at me like that? Because I am also getting it here from Whole Foods. Aren't we brothers of the whole food? Anyway, so I went there and, I don't know why I did. And then I get on the freeway for maybe, let's see, 2 minutes. That's about, 2 minutes. It's like around 9:00 at night, 2 minutes. And I'm the Whole Foods is off Brookhurst. I live off Beach Boulevard. If anybody knows this area around here, then you would know it. It's 405 freeway, quick jaunt right down or right north, I guess you would say. Let's say 2.5 miles. Let's say that. So on this quick jaunt up north, there happened to be, which of course my fantastic, I am an app developer, but for some reason, when chaos ensues, I act like an idiot and I can't grab my phone fast enough. So So I'm just cruising in the whatever the slow lane is. That the 1 lane or that the 4 lane? I'm not really sure. It's one or the other. I'm in the slow lane because I'm going to be getting off right now, and it's all construction. It's all a bunch of mess. It's ridiculous. If you are an engineer at all, if you live in Orange County and you call yourself an engineer, by all means, everybody out there, if you know one, you have my permission to just take a baseball bat, hit them over the head at least 3 times, and then another one just for good measure, because what they like to do is they like to totally mess up each exit. I just want to, can you give me one exit? Because I don't want to be like 30 miles down the freeway because you guys didn't do your due diligence, and what are you really doing anyways? Can you just make it a little nicer? Now you guys want to make like zip lines and all this other stuff for the future and all that. Well, I understand that that's really nice and everything, but could you have hurried up a little bit during COVID when nobody was fucking out on the freeway? Now everybody's out there. Now everybody wants to use it. So now what you did was you failed. And you had enough money here in California. We have a surplus of gazillions of dollars, as everybody knows. So you failed, engineers. So if you know anybody that's an engineer, go ahead and hit them over the head with a baseball bat. You have my permission. It's okay. They'll get over it. Maybe it'll wake them up, or maybe we'll just have to hire new ones that will get things done on time or something. Just kidding. I would never, ever. Come on. I would never, ever say to do that. Something. So anyways, I'm coming just slowly, just driving. I just came from Whole Foods after watching an interesting, fascinating species of creature known as the Whole Food 1995 Bare Naked Lady. You know what song they also played? I said, what about a breakfast at Tiffany's that I like to think I remember the feel like, and I'm sitting there like, I do have my hand maybe in, one of those barrels of almonds or something. And I'm going, what am I doing here? And that's kind of where I like came to the idea that I should not be here. I need to get the fuck out of here. It's already 9 o'clock or close to closing, whatever it is. So get on the freeway, go back to that, get on the freeway, just two exits away, maybe one exit. Yeah, Brookhurst, then I think it's Magnolia, then Beach. Okay. So one exit away. And then this dump truck. One of the trucks that as a kid I used to play with, I used to love these dump trucks as a kid. I used to be like, I love trucks, and all that. Except for the fact that the people that drive these things now, I'm not really sure if they're, how do you say it? If they're smart. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so the guy just pulls out in front of me, and I say, "Guy, could be a woman, non-binary. I'm not really sure." But with reckless abandon, like nobody. Maybe I understand it's a slow lane, and we should all just. But it literally caught me off. I mean, it almost took me out, and I think we talked about this last episode. It almost killed me. And I thought, well, wait a minute. Look at, I know dump truck people have their place in life, laborers, right? Or whatever they do. But then there's people like me, right? People that have talent, good looking, athletic, fantastic body. So you think to yourself, well, this is not a fair trade-off right now. So anyways, I kind of go around the side there because now the car is going, the dump truck almost killed me. He's going very slow. And I'm like, oh God, well, I'm not going to wait more. I'm not going to wait longer. So I go around, and then all of a sudden the dump truck, I guess, I'm not really sure. I'm sure it's difficult for them to see behind them or to the side of them. Whatever blind spot you have in your car, I would say that's times a gazillion in a dump truck. So this motherfucker just doesn't think, I guess, I was going to come around. And I'm not going at high rates of speed here, people. I just want to go home. I'm just kind of like, well, this guy, boom, right into me. I mean, Caltrans. So we're still looking at this. I guess I could go down there to the work site. It's only legitimately, I don't know, less than a mile away, and I could go talk to the supervisor, and he's going to tell me, I'm going to show him this blurry picture of what I took because whatever. So I pull off, he hit me. So I pull off to the first exit. You're not going to pull off on the freeway right there. The first exit to beach is right there, going northbound, which I don't go that way. I go southbound because I live by the beach. But I pull off on the northbound. Do you think he followed me? No, I don't even know if that motherfucker knew he hit me. Or if he didn't, this guy just rams cars all day long, and he just goes and it's like a goddamn pinball machine up and down the 405 freeway each and every day. If there's anybody out there that's gotten hit by a Caltrans black dump truck that doesn't have a license plate, surprise, surprise, on the back, go ahead and email me, Steven at whocaresthepodcast.com. If you've had syphilis, go ahead and email me that too. If you've had cousins in your life that said, well, you're a year younger, you can't come with us to the playing field, go ahead and email us that too. So that was rough. So you got the syphilis thing. I can barely walk. Now I'm in an accident. So I come home, do the right thing, and I call the cops because I don't want I want to make sure that there's record of it. So it's not like there was a hit and run or anything like that. Right. So of course the cops come, they're CHP people, I guess, because and they just happen to be in the area. And fascinating as may be, they were both, my age or younger, but they both had mustaches, and one lurked in the shadows like I was going to do something, I don't know, treacherous or something. So I went to show them my car, and the guy totally looked like, I don't know if you've ever seen Inglourious Basterds, but he looked like Brad Pitt with the mustache and kind of cheeseball like that, but a very nice guy. I don't want to take anything away from him. Very nice guy. He was a movie star kind of guy, but also weird because what the fuck are we doing here? It's 9:30 at night, and I'm showing, and this guy's real excited about his job, and he's like, hey, don't worry, man. You're not in trouble or anything, bro. And I said, I don't think I was. Why would I be? A dump truck from some dump ass tried to like hit me. That's your guys' department. It's probably you guys are paid by the same, what do they call it? The government, right? That's you guys get paid by them. So I'm sure he wasn't really, he's like, well, you got one or two things here, blah, blah. He tells me what I should or shouldn't do. And I said, all right, well, neither one of those sound great. Fine, great. And there's this weird partner of his lurking in the shadows, like ready to like I'm going to do something, I guess. I don't know. Then all of a sudden we're walking, ha ha ha. And he's like, I bet you didn't think this was going to happen tonight. And I'm like, no, I really didn't. He's like, why don't you go inside and have yourself a beer? And I said, that's awkward, but all right. I will now that I'm not driving right anymore. So as soon as he said that, his partner motioned to this truck that's parked on across from my apartment, and I guess it had some writing on it that they just came from the scene of this crime with a truck that had the same writing. And all of a sudden, this Chip Farmsworthy kind of guy went from like, oh, why don't you go have yourself? Oh, hold on 1 second. And then they move into stealth mode, which I found fascinating. And I give it up to them because not a lot of guys can do that. I would be able to do that. Of course I could. But these guys went from like jovial to all of a sudden you thought there was a goddamn murder scene and 3 kids got raped. And then a grandmother too, because the way that they acted was like, and they even motioned like with weird motions on their nose, kind of like to go forward and surround this truck. And then all of a sudden I heard the one that was the lurker. He goes, nope, no, it's a different one. Same company, just a different truck. And then he goes, oh, okay. Well, hey, why don't you just go back and have yourself a beer again tonight, man? We'll talk to you later. And I'm not really sure what to take away from that, except for the fact that, even if you're a good cop, I think you're probably fucking crazy, but aren't we all? I think there's good cops and bad cops, of course, probably more good than bad. But each and every one of you probably seriously close to a nut job. And that's just my opinion. Hopefully you use your powers for good. So So now we have like those things that have happened, right? So what are we on? Syphilis, car accident. Well, of course, when we're recording the last episode, Megan, myself, and I, the third person, Stephen Moraga, what happens then? Well, all of a sudden my eyes both blow up. Now I got pink eye. Okay. I think pink eye is one of the most disgusting things on the planet. I mean, do you like pink eye? Do you know what pink eye is? It's fecal matter. And this all stemmed from some terrible horse-toothed girl that I used to date, and I used to make fun of her. I mean, she wasn't that terrible. She was a sweet girl and everything, and she was horse-like in appearance. But the first 3 months I was dating her, I had never gotten pink eye in my life, and I'm already 30 years old. And she got it 3 times. And I said, what the fuck are you doing? Are you wiping your ass and then just wiping your eyes? She's like, no, that's not how you get it. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. Poop in your eye, pink eye. They should call it poop eye. So then it gets done. Yeah, that's it. You dirty bitch. Well, just like when you make fun of somebody's pimple, then you get one. Well, now I've gotten pink eye 3 times since I've known her. I mean, granted, it's been years since I've seen her, but she cursed me with the pink eye. And so now my eyes are blowing up. I have no car. My butt hurts. I don't know if my blood work is coming back good or not. I mean, we've all made mistakes, right? So now I got to wear glasses. And because I wear contacts. Because I'm not going to get the LASIK yet. I'm not real sold on the whole LASIK procedure. Because I know a lot of people have gotten it 3 or 4 times. And after a couple of times, you're fucked. And I think that the longer we wait, I've been used to contacts my whole life. Yeah, so I can't see if a robber comes in. It doesn't matter. I have 14,000 pieces of artillery. So somebody will get shot. Hopefully it's not my friend. Hopefully it's not my girlfriend, like the guy from South Africa. But all I know is that I'm okay and that the robber won't be. And then I will torture him over days at a time. And maybe, or woman, I'm not really sure, but usually it's men. Because you never go into somebody's house. You never, ever, 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 ever go into somebody's house. Never, never. You don't home invade. Because that's a person's home of sanctuary. Sanctity, sanctuary, and sacrimonious sacrilege. You never know what somebody's suspecting and loving. You never know. You never know what you're going to walk into, is what I'm saying. And so with that being said, you come into my house, be sure to know if you aren't killed in the beginning, we will make sure that it would be a very slow death. Even if I don't have my contacts in, is what I'm saying. But if I do have my contacts in, same thing too. However, I can't wear contacts now because of this pink eye situation. And I'm not really sure where I got it because I just got injected with 30,000 volts of penicillin. So I can't walk. My car is fucked. And my eyes are, I can't even see out of my house. I mean, you might as well put me out to pasture. If this was medieval times, you guys probably would have said, it's over there, Stephen, go get that. And it's like I walk off a cliff. That's probably what would have happened to me. Only the strong survive, right? Well, thank God that we live in the year 2021 because everything is perfect now. Except for everything isn't perfect now. Everything is not perfect. Actually, everything is, I don't know. You tell me what it is. It's bizarre is what it is. The problem is nobody's having fun right now, and I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand why, but the pandemic made us not have fun. Now, why do we have to impose non-fun on each other? You know, like if somebody wants to say something, That's America. That's what freedom of speech. I mean, as long as it's not like I'm going to kill you or I'm going to rape your, daughter or something like that, that has, MS, that would be a horrific thing to say. But that's not what we're talking about here. If you disagree with somebody, maybe, then you get, I don't know, canceled, or you get or then you have mental health or something. I'm not really sure what's going on, but like the fun is gone a little bit, and that's what I don't understand. Why is the fun gone? Why is the fun gone? Where did it go? And I'm going to be on a pilgrimage to find this fun, kind of like the, how the Nazis went and looked for the lost ark, and so did Indiana Jones too. Except I would probably be more aggressive, because I want to find the fun. Where did it go? And why is nobody talking about the fun that's not here anymore? The shows aren't fun. I guess we can watch Netflix about murderers and serial killers and demonic, dead, horrible. I mean, I love Ozark, but it's really fucking depressing. I mean, the music, I love a lot of it, but it's also too there's only so much lean I can drink. There's a limit to how much I can. There's only so many, Xanax I can take for me to feel that. I kind of want it to be a little bit more exciting. Call me crazy. I understand we just came through a pandemic of. Get your voice heard. When everybody is out there on the streets just waiting to go viral, you have another opportunity, and that is to come to anchor.info. Download the free Anchor app and join us here at the What's the Play family. And make sure that you DM us here, Steven, at Who Cares the Podcast, or go to info@whatstheplay.net so you can join our family. We'll promote the shit out of you. We will promote everything about you. Make sure you're cool. We're not going to promote some of you weirdos. We're going to make sure we promote you, because everybody needs their voice to be heard. Everybody during this time needs that voice, right? Don't you need that voice? You can go global tomorrow. Just join anchor.fm. Go to anchor.fm to get started, all right? But make sure more than all that you join the What's the Play family. Info@whatstheplay.net will help you set it up, will help you go through all the situational things that you need to do. And tomorrow morning, we'll make sure that you get your voice heard. Gargantuan proportions that nobody wants to hold anybody responsible for. But I think that what we should do in light of it is not be very serious about anything. Just be happy. Don't be serious about anything. Oh yeah, there's really? People want to make you wear masks? Well, wear it on your forehead and tell me you're wearing a mask. Wear it on your fucking balls. Or wear it like you should, because it protects so many people the way that it does when you wear it like that, because science tells you that. And also science tells us that, the FDA has not even approved the vaccination yet. I'm not one of these anti-vaxxers. I think whatever is for you, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. If your parents or your grandparents, you live with the elderly, make sure you get vaccinated, because I'm not really sure. Make sure they get vaccinated. Make sure you do, because you don't want to die. I had COVID, and it was absolutely worthless. It was stupid. It tasted like a chemical, and I had 1 day of fever. But I'm also a healthy young man. But there were healthy young people, too, that did get the COVID. Most of the time, they were over the weight limit of 290 pounds. But or they had pre-lying conditions. Maybe it was diabetes, or they had other things, maybe things that happened when they were a kid, or whatever that guy's dying of outside. So you never know, right? You never know. I think what we've done is we've got a handle on it right now. But the one thing I want to ask you is, why is it that they're making sure that everybody is vaccinated? That's great and everything, whether they want to be vaccinated or not. And that's none of my business, really. I don't, the people that don't want to get vaccinated, I guess they'll die or something. I'm not sure. The people that have had it have antibodies that now they're saying last a lifetime, or maybe 2 years to 9 months. I don't know. But that usually when you get a certain strain of a cold, that means you don't get the same one. Or if you get something similar, you've got antibodies that react to it. But who am I? I'm not a doctor. So, but at least it's a lowered version of it. And then they call it the Delta, and then they have the Lambda, and then they have the Pi Gamma Gamma, whatever one they need to come out with. That's crazy. And I understand that they need to make sure that everybody gets vaccinated. However, it's still not approved by the FDA. The FDA will not give its report for at least till October. Did I say for at least? Not till October at the earliest will the FDA give the report to say if it's really a viable product or not. So they're making all of our servicemen and everything, people in all the government establishments. What if, I'm just saying it, hyperbole. No, I'm not saying hyper. That's not what I'm saying. For instance, if the FDA comes out in October, November, and they say, well, that's great. And I think that it's done wonders. I think that it's saved so many lives, and I think that we're slowing it down. And I think that, Cuomo's gone after he killed like a lot of people or something. But he got taken out because of sexual harassment, which is weird. But, and a lot of people have been saved because of this vaccine, and they've got immunities, and they had to do something. But what if the FDA comes out and says, after all of our servicemen, all of our important men and women of the government officials, or just people that want to go to the Staples Center or Madison Square Garden because they're going to enact that. People just want to see the Lakers or the Knicks or something. They say, you know what? It's not up to code. And in fact, it's substandard, and it has a lot of side effects or something. Then maybe China or Russia or our own government or whoever, they would say, oh, really? And their whole army, their whole military has it? Okay. What are you going to do? I just find it fast. I'm sure the FDA is in on it. I'm sure they will definitely side with the fact that it's probably going to be great. I'm sure everybody's healthy. I will probably end up getting the vaccination tomorrow, depending on how much money they give us. Just kidding. But because I do have parents that are in there, they're getting up there. But I want to make sure that everybody knows that it's not FDA approved yet. Then why are they making everybody take something that's not FDA approved? That sounds very fucking weird, is all I'm saying. And so let's get on to the next part of my tumultuous 2 weeks. So we got syphilis, car accident, pink eye, and then I got a very disturbing fucking message, a text message. And I think it's because I'm very outspoken. I think it's because I talk a lot of shit to these people that like to call, harass you for debts or something that you owed 30,000 years ago. And so I'd like to bring your attention to this company. And I'm not really going to go into detail about what they said, but it's something that if I were to see them on the streets, these are such serious allegations in a text message that carries no weight whatsoever. I may be a weirdo. I may be a sexual being. I may be a handsome sexual being. I may be a weird, handsome sexual being. I may be the handsomest sexual being the world's ever known. I may make sweet love. But I'm not a dirtbag. And what these people were implying, that text this, well, I have to call them out. I have to. Because never, you could say everything you want to me. I know who I am. So I looked them up, and I've come to find out it's a company. It's a company that does these kind of things a lot. In fact, our co-host, Miss Meg Lee, her brother got something similar for some other dating site and all this other stuff, saying that they're going to press charge. I mean, it's one thing to try and go after dead, or I don't even know what they're trying to do, if they're just trying to mess with us or what, but we are putting everybody out on it. And what we're going to do is we will make sure we find them. If it's in India, if it's in the Sri Lanka, if it's in the good old USA. And I am putting this out there. Like, there is not any law enforcement that will stop me from hurting these people, because the man has only one thing in this world. He has his balls and he has his word, and that's it. And a woman has her whatever she has. And it was that upsetting. I've never even seen something like this. So much so that, like, I almost forgot about the pink eye car accident and syphilis. And I know I'm leading all this up to it because I want you to know that I'm human, just like everybody else is. We're all human. We're guilty of doing some things here. We're guilty of some things there. But we aren't, for the most part. I can't speak for everybody out there, because I'm sure a lot of you do some weird stuff. But what I know is that most of you are good people. We do human things. So the company is called ONVOY. It's a landline VOIP calling system. And if you're listening to me, ONVOY, I will do everything in my power to crush you. I promise you. I don't care if I actually have to do it physically, like I will stomp out every one of your phone landlines, or if we got to find the greatest Russian hackers the world's ever known. But we will get you, and it will come quick. And I'm telling you, because I'm a man. I'm not hiding behind nothing. So you ever text me something like that again, make sure your mom isn't alive, because I will make her my bitch. So anyways, we had that going on. And then, but what I really want to talk about is how great life is. I really want to say how great life is, because in spite of all this, I didn't have a death in the family. I did not have a best friend leave me. I didn't have a girlfriend leave me. I didn't have, I lose all my money. Life is good. Is it great? It's okay. I think, like everybody, it's okay. It's only okay because we're all not really being mentally aware, and we're kind of dwelling on, like, the negative. And I know I just spent the whole first half telling you about the negative, but I got to wrap it back around here, because really it's no big deal. Guess what? I'm fine now. Guess what? I'm as handsome as I can ever be again. And guess what? I'm as strong as I can ever be again. I'm healthy. Every one of my tests came back green, 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 green. You're good. No red. So that's me. And anybody else out there that is going through a couple of those red zones, that is battling an affliction or battling something much more serious. I'm telling you all this to make light of all that, and for me to make light of it. Because I know there's people out there that are really, really, truly struggling, that have lost their jobs, that have lost to our stupid system and this stupid, whatever you want to call it, coronavirus, that they didn't know something. And I want to say my heart goes out to you. And if there's anything we can do, if there's anything that we can help you with, I'll do my damnedest to help you. Because life is good. And for the rest of you, life is good. Don't be that person at Whole Foods that gets organic fruit and regular fruit. Either get organic or don't. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And I don't even know what one was in dirt, the other one wasn't. It was born like in a fish cage or something. I'm not really sure. I'm still not aware of how that works. I'm just getting used to supermarkets. I've always had girlfriends that shop for me, so please bear with me. But just remember that usually, when you have your health, I'm not talking mental. That's a whole other subject. As long as you have your health, that creates good mental health. And if you don't have your health, you have to push yourself. You have to push yourself through adversity. That's the only way you get strong mental health. If you push yourself through adversity, it's not going to just one day appear. Oh my goodness, I have clarity. I have mental health. I must be the only one going through mental health. That's kind of what I've been seeing. A lot of people think that they're the only ones that go through that, and they're like, and to me, that's arrogance. I say it's arrogance because for a lot of years, I thought these feelings that I had were pussy feelings. That's all I kept saying. And my buddy John, he's been on this program many times, he goes, Stephen, that's called anxiety. And I'm telling you, like maybe like 8 years ago, maybe is when he told me this. And I go, wait, what? Anxiety? What the fuck is it? That's not anxiety. You're anxious to go. He's like, no, those feelings of like inferiority or insecurity or whatever. I'm like, well, those aren't those are the, fuck. Do you have those too? Yeah. Wait, everybody has those kind of feelings? Yeah. Yeah, everybody does. Everybody does. I don't care who they are. There's not one person in the world that wakes up that says, I am the greatest person that's ever lived. I do no wrong today. I don't mess up. I do maybe some more than others, okay? But everybody has feelings of inferiority, even if they're been touted the greatest person in the world. As you can see, we're looking at Olympic athletes that have mental health. It's like they're the best in the world. Well, what are you guys doing then? I mean, at what point are our soldiers going to start claiming that? And then we're all screwed. You know, I mean, the Olympics were just a microcosm, or a big microcosm, or just a macrocosm of what really is going on in the mental health that has happened since this COVID annihilation of our mind and bodies that was perpetrated, or at least allowed, by the people that we put in power. Now either they're too stupid or they were in on it, one of the two. Either way, they all got to go. I don't care which one. They all got to go. Because as you can see, I see it every day. I'm looking at normal people. And thank God that I've kept some sanity. And I just kind of watch and observe, and people are arguing over fucking the dumbest shit, driving like they've never driven before, walking, driving, riding bikes when they should be not homeless. I mean, it is unbelievable. I went out to a couple clubs last week down on Main Street, and the kids, these poor kids, man, kids are already goofy, you know? They just are. And I don't mean kids. I'm talking about we're talking 21, 20. But I'm watching them, and I'm like, wow, they're having problems like acting towards each other because they haven't really been out. I'm like, this is crazy. And then I go to order a drink at the bar, and I'm kind of like, whoa, it's weird. It's weird for me too. My whole whatever. And I'm like, hey, you're trying to be nice, and because and the bartender looks frazzled, and I mean, everybody is just bananas right now. And I don't know. What do? You know what you do? You laugh. You just laugh. And you find the stupidest thing in the whole world that makes you laugh, and you think about that. Like this podcast, for instance, because we're going to be shutting this podcast down. That's another sad story. But we are going to be shutting the Who Cares podcast down finally. We'll be coming out with some more exciting adventures and tales from my life and from Miss Meg Lee's life and whoever. And we got a whole other cast of characters that we got lined up too. So I just want to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being stupid with me. Thank you for being interested with me. And thank you for not shitting on me at all times. Here comes more people. So, I want to say thank you so much to everybody out there. You stuck with me, and we're just going to make something better now. That's all we can do, right? It can't be worse, right? So, listen. Coming out next couple weeks, there might be one or two more Who Cares podcasts. I'm not saying this is the last exact one, but it's pretty much ending. And I just thought I'd take this time to say thank you so much because I never really get a chance to just talk to you one-on-one. And if you're out there and you're not feeling your oats, you'll just think about my week and what a shit show that was. Week and a half. But you know what? It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Yeah, you sing it like that. If you sing it like that and you laugh and you act like a fool, you just might get through it. And
global controls
might get laid too. If you sing it like I did.
And a world governing body
I love
will
you.
Be created to enforce them.
Thank you for listening.
Crises precipitate change.
Secretly plotting your demise. I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash the whole computer system and revert you to papyrus. I want to make a super virus strong enough to cause blackouts in every single metropolis. Cause they don't want to unify us, so fuck it. Total anarchy and can nobody stop us. You see, late in the evening, fucked up on my computer and my mind starts roaming. I create like a heathen. The first cycles of this virus I can send through a modem. Infiltration hits your station. No Microsoft or enhanced DOS will impede. Society thinks they're safe when bingo, hard drive crashes from the rending. A lot of hackers tried viruses before. Vaporize your text like so much whiteout. I want it where file replication is a chore. Lights out, shut down entire White House. I don't want just a bug that can be corrected. I'm erecting immaculate design. Break the nation down section by section. Even to the greatest minds, it's impossible to find. I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash your whole computer system and revert you to papyrus. I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash your whole computer system and revert you to papyrus.
I have already planned. The plan is programmed into every one of my 1,000 robots. We will not hesitate. We will destroy the Homo sapiens. Please stay where you are.
I'm making some shit in my basement. Don't tell him no. I love you. I want to develop a super virus. Better by far than an OY2K. This is 3030, the time of global unification. Break right through they terminals, burn them all. Slaves of silicon, corrupt politicians with leaders and their keywords. FBI and spies stealing bombs, precipitate their plans in their face and catch the fever. Everybody loot the stores, get your canned goods. Even space stations are having a hard time. Peacekeepers seek to take our manhood, which results in the form of global apartheid. Ghettos are trash dumps with gas pumps, exploded and burnt out just before the Great Union. The last punks walk around like mass monks, ready to manipulate the database or break through them. Human rights come in 100th place. Mass production has always been number one. New Earth has become a repugnant place, so it's time to spread the fear that's fun to some.
Too long have we tried to extend our glorious empire out to the stars, only to be driven back.
I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash the whole computer system and revert you to papyrus. I wanna devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash the whole computer system and revert you to papyrus.